For what?
Why do I not have storage? 1 second.
Yep, you're good.
All right, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Bet. Okay. I don't know. They messed up my package, and it's a long story, but I'm back. I had to like add storage because it won't let me go live, and it's a long story.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Okay, now we should be live.
Okay.
Well, we've been live, but all right. Screw the intro. Screw everything else, y'all. I apologize for that. Greetings and good vibes, y'all. It's your guy, Jontel. Welcome back to the Leon Block. I wanted to show y'all some clips. I wanted
Keep
to start with
going.
this, but
Here's what we're gonna do. It's a freeway. You all on it? Everybody on that? No, no. There's 4 people on here. It's a freeway. 11:45. At 11:45, all hands on deck. I'm gonna do it again. At 11:45, all hands on deck. They've been on vacation. They've been getting money. They done got a new job. My Nubian black beautiful queen of Rob is upstairs in a better place, shining down on us. God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. It's been
what's up, y'all? I am joined by friend and guest to the show, Megan McKellar. Welcome to the show, Meg. Thank you for joining us, per usual. It's always a pleasure. Meg, you there? Well, I guess she took a break for the moment. You there, Meg?
Nope, I'm here. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I was on mute. I didn't realize it.
It's okay. We both have technical difficulties today.
Yes.
So I guess the story that we're going to get into today is, well, a couple of stories, but this one is about, well, Breonna Taylor, the four people charged in Breonna Taylor's murder have been federally charged.
Yes.
Raid, yes, that's right. Yes is right. Um, there's a press conference from Ben Crump.
Oh, I didn't see this yet.
Right. Somebody gonna talk? Damn.
Right. I was trying to figure out if we were.
Right? We would have been waiting 10 whole minutes.
For real.
and then certainly the angel of this moment
who for, as she reminded the Attorney General, Juanita, 874 days. She has been praying and fighting every day. The mother of Breonna Taylor. What did you say, Shamika? What did I say? Greenway? Greenway. So this day is about her and her family.
Right.
It's about Breonna and all the other Breonnas across America, the black women who have been denied justice throughout the history of this country.
That's
where
right.
they have been abused, assaulted, murdered,
right,
raped, and disregarded. Well,
to be patient.
We weren't crazy when we said they were conspiring to cover up the murder of this innocent black woman.
Yep.
Everybody's saluting justice for Breonna.
Right.
But they can't say we were crazy because we said it was a conspiracy to cover up the death of this innocent black woman. So we think about all these other cases where black people in America have said the police killed my loved one, and they're conspiring to cover it up, whether it's Glenn Foster, where there's so many cases, Terrence Crutchers. I mean, these cases where people believe in their heart that the police killed their families unjust and that they never saw justice. Well, hopefully they won't give up hope, because it was over 2 years, and Tamika Palmer knows it to the day, I believe the hour and the minute of how long she had to wait to get to justice. As Dr. King said, the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Well, today it bent towards Breonna Taylor.
Yes, Lord.
And now you will hear from the...
And not only did they cover up the lies that they told to get that search warrant and present to a judge under oath.
Right, perjury.
They were called on their lies in May. They met to conspire again to cover it up and try to tarnish Breonna Taylor's name.
Mm-hmm.
We've said this. We've been saying it since 2020. We've been saying they lied. We've been saying Breonna was not involved. We've been saying they should not be at Breonna's home. We've been saying that officers should be held accountable for Breonna Taylor's murder. And today is the first day towards getting that justice.
Yes.
Today is a day for happiness. It's for 2 years of almost losing complete hope that we would see today, but having to maintain hope so that Tamika Palmer still had hope. It's been a rocky 2 years for the attorneys, the community, the activists, everyone that has been involved in this case, that has known the truth about this case.
Yep.
But today, it's a little bit of vindication to show that our fight was righteous.
Amen, 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 amen.
And again, it's a start. We're going to continue to fight for justice for Breonna Taylor, because the 3 officers are fighting life. They were indicted today. We don't know how long that process is going to take. It's going to take the federal court system, but they were indicted. The federal government had the guts to do what Daniel Cameron did not have.
Talk about it.
Yes.
The malfeasance that the Kentucky Attorney General's office showed in this case shows that his political career needs to end now.
Yeah.
No right holding any political offices representing the constituents in the state of Kentucky. Because he has shown that he is not for us, he is about self.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So you can catch the rest of this clip on our Facebook page, the Leon Block Independent Media. You can catch out this article, which actually came from you, Meg. How the police killed Breonna Taylor via YouTube. I believe that's from the Times.
Yeah, the Times did that investigation. It's incredible. It breaks down everything. They did the Rittenhouse shooting as well. They've done an amazing job.
Thank you for that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yes, you'll have to. I love YouTube. You know, me and you talk about this all the time.
Ex Brooklyn Center police chief sues after termination following the Wright killing. You can follow this. You can check out this article on our Facebook page as well.
He's suing the city?
Yup.
For what?
It gets better. It gets better. Okay, former Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Gannon, who resigned following the killing, keyword, who
Resigned. Right.
Following the killing of Dante Wright, is suing the city, claiming his termination violated the state's Open at Meetings Act, which was racially motivated and was a breach of contract, among other things.
What?
In the recently filed lawsuit, Gannon claims Brooklyn Center violated the state's Whistleblower Act, Open Meeting Law, and Data Practices Act. The city fired him based on its race, broke his employment contract, and defamed his professional reputation, and failed to live up to the promise they made about due process.
He resigned.
Yeah, he resigned.
How does that happen?
Right. It was 2 days after the killing of Dante Wright by Kim Potter. Yeah, so the immediate days, they say, were chaotic by the city officials and the city at large. And the lawsuit claims a meeting was held behind closed doors where the decision was to terminate Gannon, and he was offered no opportunity to defend himself against the allegations levied against him. He said he's seeking a yet to be determined amount of money for denied earnings, emotional distress, and other violations. The lawsuit named several defendants, including the city of Brooklyn Center, city manager Reginald Edwards, and the city council member Marquita Butler.
Can I say one thing? Where was Dante Wright's due process?
Right.
Where was George Floyd's due process? Where was Breonna Taylor's due process? I don't want to hear that shit from them. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous.
Oh, he's not the only one. Kim Potter's friend is trying to get her out of prison early. And she's making all these excuses. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's sickening.
Uh-huh.
That is sickening. Ugh.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
He probably messed up bad for him to have to resign. Like, they gave him that. He would have had to be given that opportunity to be fired or have to resign.
Right.
So what did he do? I think we should find out now. Now I'm curious.
Well, that's your homework, yo.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in the comments because you put it, but
and on that video that the Times posted, or the article that you shared that I had watched or whatever, that is there. I didn't realize that there was actually an officer that was shooting blindly. Like, all the officers were shooting blindly, but there was one specific officer that shot through her patio door and didn't even know where anybody was. Like, he might as well close his eyes.
They're all reckless.
Yeah. Like, I think that, like, the boyfriend, he should sue them as well. Like, the way they spoke to him, treated him, like, they said that he should have, like, they might as well told him, like, oh, it's sad that you didn't die. Like, yeah, like, how they spoke to him was horrible.
But this is how they are. The U.S. Justice Department is the ones that charged the four of them. Some are former, some are current. For the raid on Breonna Taylor's home in 2020. Ex-detectives Joshua James and Brett Hankinson, and current officers Kyle Meany and Kelly Goodlett. There's other names too. What about John Mattingly? And
yeah, I want to know because he's the one that got shot by Kenneth.
Mattingly. You tell me.
Yeah, okay, I'd like to know where he's at.
So it was John Mattingly, Brett Hankinson, and who was the other one?
I'm not sure. Let me look here. There was a lot. There was more officers than just those three there. I think they all should have been charged.
Exactly. The action caps a federal investigation that looked at how police obtained the search warrant for Taylor's apartment, something a prior state investigation by Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron's office did not pursue. Cameron has said that aspect was part of the Justice Department's work. The indictments made public Thursday alleged that James and Meany drafted and approved what they knew was a false affidavit to support a search warrant for Mrs. Taylor's home. Assistant U.S. Attorney General Kristen Clark said in Washington, quote, that false affidavit set in motion events that led to Miss Taylor's death when other LMPD officers executed that warrant, end quote. While James,
100%.
Hankinson, and Meany were federally indicted, Goodlett was charged on information, which typically means she has pleaded guilty or plans to. She was charged with one count of conspiracy.
One of them got arrested today, an ex-detective. FBI arrests ex-Louisville police detective who sought the Breonna Taylor search warrant. So they indicted 4 and they got 1 so far.
Wow.
That's amazing. Like,
go ahead.
That video, whenever I was watching it, I've watched it before, like whenever it first happened, but those officers, like, they failed on so many levels. As far as like a no-knock warrant is horrible. You know, like the southern states are still like slower, you know, to come, you know, to the 20th century as,
right,
you know, other places. But like no-knock warrants are horrible. There's like, that's pretty much just somebody coming up in your house and not even telling you who they are. But
right,
then let alone like the simple fact of like, they stood in her doorway and just shot. Like there was over 32, like, wasn't it like 32 bullets recovered or something like that from inside of her residence? 2 of the officers stood like blind. They were blind shooting is what they named it. Like,
wow.
It was, yeah, you gotta watch that video, bro. It's crazy.
I can't.
But then the fact that the mayor tried to cover it up, the U.S. Attorney General, like for that state, tried covering it up. Like it's insane. Like all of those people that tried to cover up like her murder, they need off of any kind of political bench or any position of power.
Oh yeah. This one I'm going to throw in the comments as well for everyone to check out. And if anyone has any questions, shout them out now.
Yeah.
What was you going to say, Meg?
Goodlett has a hearing scheduled in the U.S. District Court on August 12th.
I did see something about that in this article, yeah.
And Louisville Metro Police Department Chief Erica Shields said in a statement that she's beginning termination procedures against Meany and Goodlett. Hankinson and James has already been fired.
Okay.
Louisville's going down. Like they just don't, I mean, they realize that I think now, but if anybody that's kept up with like Vice News investigations, I'm like a nerd, you know, so I'm always watching that type of stuff.
You know, Vice News is the shit.
Vice News is the shit. I love them. And their investigations are so crazy whenever they're captivating. Like Louisville has been raiding people, like they're, you know, the drug dealers or whatever. They've been taking that money, just kind of like Lancaster was. And then they have that sexual misconduct claim, like against women, like in Louisville. Like they're going down. Like this is turn of the century type stuff that's happening. And people just don't realize it yet.
You think so?
Heck yeah, because now that the FBI is involved, everybody better hunker down.
I don't know. They said that that Biden released some kind of statement. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Okay.
You're welcome to keep talking. I'm trying to see if I can put it up for y'all.
So Hankinson previously was the only officer charged in the raid. A Jefferson County jury found him not guilty of wanton endangerment charges. So they tried to charge him with it's not wanton, it's endangerment of a child, because there was kids like in this apartment building. There was like a 5-year-old upstairs. There was like a 2-year-old in the adjacent like part. Like, I mean, these officers are like, they were tripping. Like, even for the
Right?
squad guy to go in and be like,
you're not
no.
even thinking about the fact that there's kids around. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, like that shit is wild. Like, I think that, and well, I mean, I tell my families this, that I work for with the police officer involved shootings. In my personal and legal opinion, now granted, I'm not an attorney and I do not, like, this is not legal advice, but like, I feel as if every time a firearm has been discharged out of an officer issued firearm, like, they definitely should be charged with murder for each bullet that went out of their service weapon.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, like that's justice to me. Like,
I wouldn't say that that's justice, but I would say that it's a start in helping things along.
it's definitely
check
not
this out real quick.
justice.
This is the statement by President Biden saying today American citizen this is from Brittney Griner. I'm sorry. But
What did he say about her?
Oh, so yeah, I forgot this was a statement about Brittney Griner. He didn't say anything about Breonna Taylor from what I know so far, which is interesting given that this came from the federal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So President Biden said today American citizen Brittney Griner received a prison sentence that is one more reminder of what the world already knew. Russia is wrongfully detaining Brittney. It's unacceptable, and I call on Russia to release her immediately so she can be with her wife, loved ones, friends, and teammates. My administration will continue to work tirelessly and pursue every possible avenue to bring Brittney and Paul Whelan home safely as soon as possible.
Yes. That's just insane. Like, I can't believe that she got that many. Like, we're kind of all over the place, but I mean, I follow you, you follow me, so we're on the same page. But like, Brittney Griner is absolutely insane. 9 years for less than a gram of cannabis. And I thought I was done dirty back in the day, guys. Like, I have a misdemeanor that's non-graded for 0.08, which was not even a gram of cannabis, that prevented me from going to law school. I lost my firearm, like crazy stuff, just for like not even a gram. But like, her situation is absurd. Like, I couldn't imagine going to jail for 9 years for less than a gram of marijuana. Whenever federally, it's our medicine, like in the United States, at least.
Right. In the United States. But this is Russia.
See, somebody should have been nice to Putin. No, I'm just kidding. But that's horrible. Like, ain't nobody know him that can like make a call or something? Resources is everything. So I guess now, like, for her, they're going to go through an appeals process, which if the Russian courts works like the U.S. courts, they would have like 30 days to appeal the decision. But why couldn't we send her like a really good attorney? Like, she represents us, doesn't she? Right?
Hold up, who?
And didn't she represent us for like the like something big?
I think so. I'm sorry, it's not my thing.
No, you're good. I'm not really sure either. But I feel like we could why couldn't we send the resource of a really damn good attorney over there? Like, I don't know. That's just
right, because it's a black gay woman. That's why.
Oh, well, if I knew some good attorneys, I'd send one to Russia. Resources.
Right. It's just crazy. Oh, so we didn't even get to the news, y'all. So Brittney Griner's sentence sparks outrage from Joe Biden, the NBA, and more. So I know I have an article here somewhere about Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner found guilty in a Russian drug trial, sentenced to 9 years in prison. So,
foreign correspondent Maggie Rulli for the latest on that. Maggie? Hey, Diane. Yeah, this just came in moments ago. This is what we've been expecting all along. We were told that 99% of people who are arrested on drug charges in Russia get that maximum 10-year sentence.
Wow.
Today, in their closing arguments, the prosecution asked for 9.5 years, which would get up to that 10 years with her time already served. So right now, Brittney Griner is looking that maximum sentence, almost 9 years. She's already been in detention for more than 5 months. You know, the judge really not holding anything back, finding her guilty of drug possession, of drug smuggling, saying she had criminal intent. This was something her and her lawyers kept arguing against during the trial, saying there was no intent, that Brittney Griner simply made a mistake. She never intended to break the law in Russia. Clearly, the judge never believed this story, handing down not only that guilty sentence, but also a very harsh verdict. You know, with the sentence coming in now, the options are much more limited. All eyes are on that potential prisoner swap that was floated by the United States last week. There's been no movement on that recently, though. So, Diane, right now, Brittney Griner facing 9 years in a Russian prison.
All right. Now you.
It's crazy, right?
You know what a prisoner swap is, right?
When they take one of Russian prisoners from here and give it to them, and we get our American prisoner back, right?
Right. But how crazy. My better answer to that would have been, what is Russia's pardon laws? Like, is there pardons in Russia? Because here there's pardons. You can get a state or a national pardon.
Well, I mean, they did a prisoner swap not that long ago with Russia. I forget, it was some other person, because it had people outraged.
Like a murderer for a vape cartridge. Like, I mean, that's my thought process.
Right. Yeah, well, that's basically what we're deducing it to. But yeah, like, it was, I'm not sure what the crime was that the Russian person that America was detaining did, or what kind of influence they had, or, you know, how important they were, or anything like that. But apparently they were of greater priority than Brittney Griner.
Wow, that's horrible. Poor Brittney. Now, do we have any resources to her family over here? Where are they from?
Brittney Griner? You tell me.
Yeah, like, where is she from, like, in the States? Like, which state, you know?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm curious. So I'm gonna have to look into this more.
I'm curious too.
We should get him on the show.
Speaking of the show, we've got to finish, because I finished the interview with Relentless Munoz, so I will be editing that tonight.
Okay.
And getting that up for y'all and airing that. But also Mr. Maldonado, we've got to talk about him a little more. Brittney Griner was born in 1990, and she's from Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay. Texas is a very Republican state, I believe. Dang.
And she did play in the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I thought she was an Olympian.
2016 in Rio, 2020 in Tokyo.
Wow.
And she did the World Cup 2014 in Turkey, 2018 in Spain.
Dang. I'm gonna try to find her parents.
She has tons of career highlights and awards. So yeah. She's like really, really well known, and like underrepresented, I would say. Like, she's not as known as she really should be.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know any of this about her, so come on.
No, yeah. I mean, I didn't either, I knew she would. I'm a ball player, so like I knew I'd heard of her because of ball, but like,
and if I was reading this article here, like I should be, it says it right here. The 2-time Olympic gold medalist who appeared in court Thursday.
Oh shoot.
Right, yeah. Oh shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, I want to go to the next topic, which is about Roderick Brooks. So this article is called "A Cop Shot an Unarmed Black Man in the Neck for Allegedly Stealing Laundry Detergent."
Oh, what? Where was this?
Roderick Brooks was killed after a struggle with a Houston area sheriff's deputy that involved a taser. The family of Roderick Brooks is demanding answers from a Texas authority after Brooks was shot and killed by a Houston area police officer in what officials claim was an act of self-defense. Brooks, who was 47 years old, was killed earlier this month by Harris County Sheriff's Office Deputy Garrett Hardin, who chased the unarmed black man after Brooks was accused of shoplifting laundry detergent from a Dollar General store. Officials claim Brooks was also punched. Officials claim that Brooks also punched a store clerk as he left the building. The family of Roderick Brooks, in body camera footage released by the HCSO, Hardin is seen chasing Brooks before hitting him with a jolt from his stun gun and wrestling him to the ground. Brooks then grabs for the stun gun after yelling, "I'm going to shoot you. Put that down. I will fucking shoot you." Why do they always talk like this?
I know that's not de-escalation, y'all. Like, I don't.
Right. Like, how is that de-escalating? I'm gonna fucking shoot you. Like,
I would not be. I'd be like, who the fuck you talking to? Like,
right.
And I'm like, that's crazy.
Hardin fires a single fatal shot into the back of Brooks' neck.
Oh, so he got. Oh my God, he got executed like that. Like in the back. That
Hello, I'm Chief Mike Lee of the Harris County Sheriff's Office. This community brief. Hello, I'm Chief Mike Lee of the Harris County Sheriff's Office. This community briefing is intended to provide you with information about an officer-involved shooting that happened at around 6:21 p.m. on Friday, July 8th, 2022 in the 15,500 block of Kirkendall Road in North Harris County. You're about to see relevant video footage and learn about other evidence and Sheriff's Office procedures related to the case so you can have a better understanding of what occurred based on what we know today. The Harris County Sheriff's Office conducts thorough use of force investigations, which often require investigators to interview multiple witnesses, review hours of video footage, and analyze other forensic evidence relevant to the case. We're still in the very early
Like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the body camera? What the fuck?
Why you taking me home? Oh, bitch.
He bum rushed him.
You know me, man. I'm down there, bitch. Fucking quick. I'm gonna shoot you. Put that down. I will fucking shoot you.
What?
You gonna do? Yeah, we go. Yeah, we go. Shoot, bitch. Shoot. Shoot, ho. Shoot. 35 shots fired.
Hold on, they redacted that. I didn't hear no shot. Did you hear a shot?
I did.
The officer, 75 shots fired. That by one group call, 5 mil, blue shirt, gray shorts. Route 31.
I'm gonna have to watch that back. I didn't even.
Gas station parking lot. Wood and Kirkendall. Suspects down. EDMS.
We have paused the video at 3 critical moments in order to give you a clear view of the sergeant's taser and firearm during this incident.
35, he's running.
It's just interesting how they act like they're being transparent. Like, to me, it just seems like they're proving our point. You know?
All they're doing is trying to prove their to prove that they were in the right and to cover their own asses, pretty much. That's the only reason they do these type joints now.
Right.
And that's bullshit, because regardless, like, even if people have a gun, like, ain't nobody questioning, like, if they had a gun or not. We know that, like, they obviously did, or they did something, like, whatever, but it's the policy. Like, it's how these officers are handling these type of situations.
Well,
like,
you know how you said about the footage seemed like doctored or whatever?
Yeah.
In this article here, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good, baby.
In this article here, it says, however, speaking with Houston's ABC 13 station, Brooks' family claimed they'd been shown a different cut of the footage and that the video released by the sheriff's department was deceptively edited to focus on Brooks' struggle for the taser and downplay the assault on incapacitated Brooks by Hardin. They even edited even further
Redacted.
because
Yep.
they saw that there was punching in there. We saw
Yep.
with our own eyes where the assault took place on Roderick Brooks. Family attorney said, we asked who authorized the tape to be changed. If it's evidence, why are we tampering with evidence? We need to see a
Right.
picture of the bruises. And audio of the initial 911 call from Dollar General employee who claimed Brooks had shoplifted. The clerk told dispatchers that Brooks had pushed her arm and that she didn't think he posed any immediate threat to officers. I just want him to get arrested because he is literally running to the back of the building right now. While
Oh,
the body
wow.
camera footage released by HCSO does show Brooks grabbing for the officer's taser, Justin Moore, another Brooks family attorney, stressed that nothing caught on tape justified the officer to shoot and kill Brooks. The taser issue is a red herring. If you see the video, he grabs the taser, but he releases it multiple times. He never grabs it and points it at the officer. He tried to get it to stop electrocuting him. Understandable. Brooks had been recently released on bond from a separate shoplifting arrest at the time of his death, but had no violent history to speak of.
Oh, wow. So he got a life sentence for stealing some laundry soap.
A life execution.
For real.
The family is reportedly planning to sue the Harris County Sheriff's Office over Brooks' death, and Hardin, meanwhile, is on administrative leave pending an investigation into the shooting.
Now, folks, my advice on this situation, whenever you're watching body cam footage, pay attention, very close attention. It took me years to figure this out, but whenever an officer gets out of the car and they turn their body camera on, it automatically is a couple seconds like behind, so it will lag. But if you ever see a body cam and it like, say it like flickers, like it doesn't flicker like turn off, turn on, it flickers as like it's real lagged. Like whenever you see it like that, that means that it's been redacted, which means they took away something or trying to hide something pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That was the guy outside Dollar General. Yeah, because I think I sent that to you. I just didn't catch his name. That is, cops are like, they need counselors for real. Like,
Tell me about it.
They need counselors to go in and train these cops how to truly change their mindset. Like, it's being an officer. I mean, I'm sure is not the easiest task, you know, and I'm sure they do deal with a lot of crap, but like they have to have a different mindset about handling everybody. Like, how do they, that's what, you know, we're asking our local, you know, government. How is our police officers handling the homeless? How are the police officers handling domestic violence situations? Like, with the bail fund, I'm sure I've spoke about this before, but like I had a woman call for help in a domestic violence situation. I know her personally. She had worked for me prior, and she called the cops, a Black lady, and she called the cops. They arrested her. They gave her a felony. They took her kids and they condemned her house.
Wow.
And she called for help. And we as Lancaster Bail Fund had to take $500. Thank God the bail fund is existent, and she was like one of like seventh or eighth bailee, and she had never went to jail in her life. She was like, oh, she's in her late 40s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, how are they like what's their they have to change their mindset of how, like, compassion, like human, like how do you talk to people, you know, like, and it goes back to, you know, the Breonna Taylor thing. They weren't speaking, you know, like nicely at all. The other officers involved, you know, like in other situations, they're not de-escalating. In a lot of situations, they're making things worse. And that's just the sad truth about it. Like, it's so heartbreaking.
They should not exist. The profession should not exist. That's just my
right.
thing.
And what's so bad too, and to add, like, I'm not sure if a lot of people know this because I definitely was uneducated on it until I stepped into that space. But like, what I want the public to know about police officer involved shootings, the first thing is it all leads back to mental health, which we've talked about before. People are going through crisis and like they really need, you know, assistance. So whenever, you know, the cops got involved in, you know, psychotic situations, that's like a really horrible thing. But then you add on to it, like, these families are not offered any support at all after, you know, the police shootings, whether they be directly impacted, whether they be directly involved. Like they're not offered any means of support. Like it's just like in prisons. When somebody dies in prison, nobody comes to your house and tells you. You get a phone call from the warden. Like,
Wow.
yeah. And so like whenever for police officer involved shootings, they don't have like a chaplain come to their house and pray with their family. Like they get nothing. And so like it's left, pretty much on the advocates and like people that are involved. Like when I started doing the police officer involved shootings, I was like, dang, like I can't just offer these families an attorney, like, yeah, that's good and everything, but like, nah, like the impact, like they are hurting. And like I've even had a family member tell me like after their family member got shot in front of their father, the officer turned around and was like, you need to call a cleanup crew. Like, and this was in Pennsylvania, bro. It was in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And I'm just like, holy crap. So if you like, and so while I'm on this platform, if you are a mentor, if you are an inspirator, if you are a life coach, you don't have to be a counselor. If you're just a compassionate person that's wanting to get involved and you're wondering where your spot is, I'm currently looking for any of the above for people just to set in a space like on a Zoom call with families that have been directly impacted by police officer involved shootings, just to be a layer of support, a layer of love. Love grows love. And hate, hate can't touch that. So if you know of anybody, if you yourself, like it's awful. So any way that we can like positively impact these horrible situations and just be there, like be present and listen, like that's what I'm looking for. Cause it's heartbreaking to think that like they went through a traumatic event and like they got nothing.
Correct.
But I mean, it's just piss poor of its lack of basic human needs being met. And because truth be known, like if the basic human needs being met, if they were being met, the people probably wouldn't have got shot in the first place because it's the lack of health care, lack of mental health treatment, lack of addiction services, lack of, like frustrating.
Sorry, we had a troll and
Oh, did we?
yeah, they made some comments about Brittney Griner.
Oh,
And
I couldn't even see the comments.
Oh, you want to see what they said?
Yes, let me in. Oh, yeah, now I see it. Okay. I had to figure out technical savvy.
Yeah, so I had to remove them and block them. I'm gonna leave that comment up so people can see it. You know how I roll, but
yeah.
Sorry.
We're gonna pray for Bill Walker. Lord, right. We pray that you change his heart. Like that's above us. But
Facts.
No more entertaining that because we got a lot more important stuff to talk about.
Exactly. So I was saying sorry if it seemed like I wasn't paying attention.
You're good, babe.
But yeah, I want to wrap up really quick by circling this back around. So tonight we talked about Brittney Griner, obviously by the comment, and how outrageous it is that she is serving 9.5 years. But I did get word, prior to this that she could face up to 10 years. So I knew that this was coming. It was just a matter of when and what not even just the Biden administration, but the U.S. government is going to do about this. We cannot rely on them for anything. We should have been protesting and speaking out about this even more so than we were prior to. I'm not saying like I'm not like, look, I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, if you feel me. And then also with Breonna Taylor and the officers being federally indicted. And what you said, only one of them is sitting behind bars. Now, only one of them they actually apprehended out of the 4 that they're indicting.
I believe so. That's what that article said from WDRB.com.
Got you. I will make sure that I have the links up for you. And then also Roderick Brooks, the 47-year-old man shot and killed by Harris County, close to Houston, Texas. Shot and killed in the back of the neck by an officer. Link is in the comments as well. Actually, let me double check. Let me put it here just in case it is not there. Roderick Brooks, y'all. Justice for Roderick Brooks. because the family is outraged, and we should be too. It's not really getting news. This was earlier now last month, but either way, we did just share footage. If you do not see the footage, please use caution when watching the footage of the video. I just wanted to inform you of these 3 things, but there's tons and tons of more
We
news
have
going
more to
on.
come,
Yeah,
right?
tons and tons of more news going on out there, especially like world news. And I have not done a webisode of Revolution News Link in a while, so look out for an episode of that. Again, look out for an episode that will be up soon with the interview that I did with Rulenis Munoz, who is the sister of Ricardo Munoz, 27-year-old man who was executed by Lancaster City Police while he was under a mental health illness crisis. Right. And she is going to speak to us about a little bit about Ricardo, his life, what he was going through, and how it relates to mental health and the connection between mental health and police brutality. So definitely stay tuned for that. You do not want to miss that episode. Again, like I said, me and Meg were talking about earlier, we will be talking about the issue and the incident and suffering that Mr. Maldonado went through as well in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, on a cold winter night earlier this year. I don't want to give too many details. However, we did do a webisode about it. Was it last month? But we will be interviewing the wife. So definitely stay tuned for that. Yo, shout out to Brown Shelley. 874 days justice for Brianna. Prosecute and convict.
Yes, 874 long days for that mama.
Also, while you're at it, go ahead over to our Facebook page and check out all of the links. We did put all of the links up for Breonna Taylor, Brittney Griner, and Roderick Brooks. You can check them out there. Take a look at the reads. They're like not even 5-minute reads, like 2-3-minute reads for each of the articles. So you definitely will get a quick, bigger picture than what we painted here for y'all. We just provided commentary is what we do. Thank you for joining us, Meg. It's always a pleasure to have you. Do you have any last thoughts that you'd like to share with the audience?
Thank you as always for having me, Jontel. I love you, and stay safe, everybody. Pay attention to what's going on in the world. If you don't know, like, you have to find out. We got to be very observant and watch each other, love each other, and stay blessed.
That's right. Stay blessed. Thank you, Meg. It's always a pleasure. I love you. Everyone, make sure you meditate on your path, celebrate your being, liberate your spirit, and educate yourself. I'm Jontel. Have a good one.
See you.